The Titanic, a titan of engineering, the largest ship ever built. She was unsinkable, or so they thought. On that fateful night of April 14, 1912, the Titanic sliced through the dark, icy waters of the North Atlantic. Her lights shone brightly, illuminating the cold, star-studded sky. Passengers aboard danced, dined, and dreamed of new beginnings. They were unaware of the silent danger lurking beneath the surface. The sea was deceptively calm, a mirror reflecting the stars above. The Titanic, a beacon of human achievement, steamed confidently towards her destination, New York City. The air was filled with music, laughter, and anticipation. But the icy breath of the North Atlantic held a secret that would turn this night of celebration into a desperate fight for survival. Eliza Marlowe, a young woman with calloused fingers and a heart full of hope, stood on the deck of the Titanic. Her eyes sparkled with excitement, mirroring the lights of the ship. In her hands, she clutched a worn leather bag containing her most precious possessions, 2 sturdy knitting needles and a ball of soft crimson wool. Eliza was a skilled knitter, her nimble fingers capable of transforming simple yarn into intricate patterns. She was traveling to America to build a new life, a life where her talent could blossom. Eliza clutched her needles, a small sense of comfort in the vastness of the ocean. They were a symbol of her resilience, her ability to create something beautiful and strong, even from the simplest materials. Little did she know that these very needles, her trusted companions, would soon become her lifeline. The journey was long, but Eliza filled the hours with her knitting. She dreamed of the warm clothes she would make, of the life she would build. But fate, it seemed, had other plans. A sudden jolt, a shudder through the ship's massive hull. The music stopped, laughter died in throats. Panic spread like wildfire as the terrifying reality struck. The unsinkable Titanic had struck an iceberg. Chaos erupted. Passengers scrambled for lifeboats, their faces etched with fear. The icy Atlantic air was filled with the sound of screams and desperate prayers. Eliza felt a chill run down her spine, a coldness that had nothing to do with the frigid air. The ship listed, throwing her off balance. People rushed past her, their faces a blur of terror. The once vibrant atmosphere was now thick with fear, and the chilling knowledge that their dreams were sinking along with the ship. Amidst the chaos, Eliza clung to her knitting bag. As Eliza watched the dwindling supply of lifeboats, a desperate plan began to form in her mind. She raced back to her cabin, her heart pounding in her chest. Rummaging through her belongings, she grabbed every bit of yarn she could find. With trembling hands, she began to knit. Eliza worked furiously, her needles flashing in the dim light. She used a simple garter stitch, the repetitive motion calming her nerves. She was creating a rope, her lifeline, her only hope of escape from the sinking ship. The yarn began to take shape, forming a long, surprisingly strong rope. She tested it, knotting the ends securely. This simple creation, born out of desperation and fueled by her skill, represented her will to live. She tied one end of the rope to a sturdy railing, and with the other, she aimed for the funnel, hoping to create a makeshift bridge to safety. Just as the funnel began to lean dangerously, Eliza threw the rope with all her might. Miraculously, it looped around the funnel's base. She quickly tied the other end to her waist and began to climb. It was a risky maneuver, but Eliza knew she had no other choice. As she ascended, the funnel groaned under the strain, threatening to collapse at any moment. But Eliza's determination was stronger than her fear. Inch by inch she climbed, her hands gripping the woolen rope tightly. The cold night air bit at her skin, but she pressed on. Finally, she reached the top of the funnel. From there, she could see the chaos below, the icy water, the struggling passengers, the doomed ship. But she had made it. Eliza quickly secured herself to the top of the funnel, where she would remain until the rescue ship arrived hours later. Eliza's ingenuity and quick thinking had saved her life. When she was finally rescued, she was found clutching her knitting needles, her hands blue from the cold, but still capable of weaving wool into something life-saving. She became known as the knitting survivor, a woman who defied the odds with nothing but her wits, her needles, and a piece of the Titanic itself. But here's the question, is this incredible story true, or is it just a fascinating fiction spun like the yarn in Eliza's hands? You decide. This story is purely fictional. While many brave souls survived the Titanic disaster through incredible feats of courage, Eliza Marlowe's tale is a product of imagination. But who knows? In the vast ocean of history, there are always more secrets to discover.